Unexpected royal surprise. Princess Leonor and Queen Margrethe stun everyone at the Danish ceremony. For centuries, royal ceremonies have followed strict tradition, guarded by protocols that rarely bend to emotion. We expect order, we expect dignity, and above all, we expect predictability. But in Denmark, at a ceremony watched across Europe, the unexpected shattered every expectation. Because there, side by side, Princess Leonor of Spain and Queen Margrethe of Denmark did something no one saw coming. A single gesture, a single exchange, left the audience gasping, and shifted the very meaning of royal unity. And here's the twist. What appeared to be a carefully orchestrated formality was, in truth, something far deeper. A surprise moment, unplanned, but destined to be remembered as history. What did they do? And why is the world still talking about it? This is the story of how Princess Leonor and Queen Margrethe stunned Europe in one unforgettable Danish ceremony. Princess Leonor entered the hall with the calm grace of a future monarch. Every step, every glance, carried the weight of Spain's future. Queen Margrethe, now the grand matriarch of European royalty, was expected to stand apart, a symbol of Denmark's stability. Yet when their eyes met, tradition broke. Instead of the distant formality royal watchers anticipated, the two women embraced, publicly, warmly, and without hesitation. Gasps rippled across the chamber. Cameras clicked in frenzy. And in that moment, centuries of protocol gave way to something far more powerful: human connection. But why did this matter so much? Why did a simple embrace send shockwaves through Europe? To understand, we must go back into the histories of Spain and Denmark, two monarchies bound by centuries of alliances, rivalries, and unspoken comparisons. Spain's monarchy, still healing from decades of political strain, has placed its hopes in Princess Leonor. She is young, modern, yet deeply respectful of her heritage. Denmark, by contrast, stands proud on the legacy of Queen Margrethe, a monarch of resilience and wisdom. And yet, never before had these two dynasties revealed such closeness, such open unity. Royal historians immediately began debating. Was this a gesture of solidarity in a time when European monarchies face mounting scrutiny? Was it a subtle message that the future of monarchy lies not in rigid separation, but in bonds of family and shared strength? Or was it simply a moment of genuine affection between two women who recognized each other beyond the crown? What makes this moment so compelling is not just the act itself, but the ripple effect it has triggered. Across Spain, citizens wondered, what does this mean for Leonor's vision as queen? Does she intend to build bridges across Europe, forging personal alliances that transcend politics? In Denmark, the response was equally powerful. Queen Margrethe's willingness to show warmth in such a public way challenged the perception of aloof royalty, instead showing that even monarchs are not above gestures of humanity. But the deeper curiosity lies here: was the embrace spontaneous, or was it carefully planned? Eyewitnesses describe Leonor's surprise, her smile widening only when Margrethe leaned forward first. That subtle detail suggests something profound. Perhaps even Queen Margrethe wanted to signal her approval, her blessing of Leonor's path, and her acknowledgement of Spain's future queen. And that leads us to the heart of this narrative: the emotional weight of succession. Both women represent more than crowns and titles. They represent eras. Margrethe, the queen who carried Denmark into the modern age, now nearing the twilight of her reign. Leonor, the heiress carrying Spain into a new dawn. Their embrace symbolized not just a meeting of royals, but a passing of the torch across generations and borders. Still, questions remain. Did Spain's royal household anticipate this? Did they approve of Leonor's openness? Or did this moment catch even King Felipe and Queen Letizia off guard? Rumors swirl that the Spanish palace had advised Leonor to remain measured, to avoid too much spontaneity in Denmark. If true, her choice to accept Margrethe's embrace so freely could be seen as Leonor's subtle declaration of independence, her way of showing that she will rule not just as a monarch, but as a human being unafraid of warmth. And here, the story deepens. Because once that embrace was captured and broadcast, reactions across the globe began pouring in. British tabloids called it a royal shocker. Commentators in the US described it as the moment monarchy felt human again. Danish citizens, proud of their queen's boldness, celebrated her ability to set tradition aside in favor of truth. Spanish citizens, meanwhile, debated whether Leonor's openness marked a refreshing new era, or a risky departure from dignity. And so we arrive at the heart of the curiosity loop. What does this mean for the monarchy as a whole? Was this simply a tender gesture, destined to fade into memory? Or was it the spark of something far greater, a redefining of how royals present themselves to the world? Let us consider this. Monarchies survive not just on tradition, but on their ability to remain relevant. In an age of transparency, where every gesture is recorded, authenticity matters more than ever. That single embrace may prove to be one of the most authentic royal gestures of the decade, and in that authenticity lies the monarchy's greatest strength. Yet, even as admirers celebrate, critics remain unconvinced. Some argue that such public intimacy undermines the aura of monarchy, breaking down the mystique that has protected crowns for centuries. Others insist it was a deliberate media strategy, a calculated act to rebrand the royal image for younger generations. But therein lies the brilliance. Whether deliberate or not, it worked. People are talking. People are feeling. And monarchies thrive not on silence, but on resonance. As the ceremony continued, whispers lingered. Every smile Leonor gave seemed brighter after that embrace. Every word Margrethe spoke carried added weight. The entire event became infused with the magic of that one, unscripted moment. And so, when the ceremony ended, one truth remained: something had shifted. Princess Leonor and Queen Margrethe had done more than stun their audience. They had reminded Europe, and the world, that monarchy, at its best, is not about untouchable figures, but about human beings carrying centuries of tradition while still daring to be themselves. This is why the Danish ceremony will not be forgotten. This is why cameras will replay that embrace for decades to come. And this is why Princess Leonor and Queen Margrethe, in one unexpected surprise, did what no amount of protocol could ever achieve: they made history feel alive again. And the question that lingers, the one that will keep royal watchers awake at night, is simple: if one embrace could change everything, what comes next?